A sudden and intense hailstorm swept across parts of Tucumán province on Friday, October 24th, disrupting the region's mild spring weather and triggering widespread concern among residents, farmers, and local authorities. The event, marked by bursts of hail, strong winds, and electrical activity, was part of a broader convective system that developed over northwestern Argentina during the afternoon and evening hours. According to the agrometeorology section of the Estación Experimental Agroindustrial Obispo Colombres, EEAOC, the hailstorm was associated with a Level 3 yellow alert issued by Argentina's National Meteorological Service, SMN. The alert warned of storms of varying intensity, some locally severe, with frequent lightning, wind gusts reaching up to 70 kilometers per hour, and occasional hail. The convective system formed under conditions of elevated humidity and unstable air masses, typical of spring transitions in the region. Temperatures earlier in the day hovered around 21 degrees Celsius 70 degrees Fahrenheit, with dew points near 14 degrees Celsius 57 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a favorable environment for storm development. Eyewitnesses across San Miguel de Tucumán and surrounding areas reported hailstones ranging from pea-size to nearly 2 centimeters in diameter, pelting rooftops, vehicles, and crops. The hail fell intermittently over a 30-minute period during the late afternoon, accompanied by thunderclaps and brief torrential rain. In the Valles Calchaquíes, a mountainous subregion of Tucumán, the storm intensified, with reports of localized flooding and minor infrastructure damage due to wind-blown debris and blocked drainage systems. No fatalities or serious injuries were reported, but emergency services were dispatched to assess rural road conditions and assist affected communities. The hailstorm struck during a critical phase of spring planting and early crop development. Tucumán's agricultural sector, known for citrus, sugarcane, and soybean production, expressed concern over potential damage to young plants and blossoms. Agronomists from EAOC noted that while the hail event was brief, the combination of hail and wind could lead to leaf shredding, fruit bruising, and delayed growth, particularly in citrus groves and vineyards. A full damage assessment is underway, with satellite imagery and field inspections scheduled over the coming days. In urban centers like San Miguel de Tucumán, the storm caused temporary power outages, traffic delays, and minor accidents due to slippery roads and reduced visibility. Local authorities activated contingency protocols, urging residents to stay indoors and avoid driving during the peak of the storm. Public transportation services experienced brief interruptions, and several outdoor events were postponed. Schools and businesses resumed normal operations the following morning, though cleanup crews remained active clearing hail deposits and fallen branches. Meteorologists attribute the hailstorm to a mesoscale convective system typical of the South American spring season. These systems often form when warm, moist air from the Amazon basin collides with cooler air descending from the Andes, creating vertical instability and triggering thunderstorms. October in Tucumán is historically a transitional month, with average temperatures ranging from 19.7 degrees Celsius to 16.4 degrees Celsius and moderate rainfall averaging 60.8 millimeters over 9 rainy days. However, the localized hail event on October 24th was not typical in terms of intensity and timing, prompting calls for improved early warning systems and real-time radar coverage. The storm highlighted vulnerabilities in drainage infrastructure, especially in peri-urban zones where rapid urbanization has outpaced stormwater management. Local engineers noted that clogged culverts and insufficient runoff channels exacerbated minor flooding in low-lying neighborhoods. In response, the Tucumán provincial government announced plans to review urban resilience protocols, including expansion of weather monitoring stations, investment in radar and satellite data integration, public education campaigns on storm safety, infrastructure upgrades in flood-prone zone. Residents shared mixed reactions to the storm. Maria Lopez, a citrus farmer near Tafi Viejo. Meanwhile, schoolteacher Jorge Ramirez noted, social media platforms lit up with videos and photos of hail accumulation, lightning strikes, and flooded streets, prompting both awe and anxiety among viewers. The hailstorm in Tucumán was part of a broader weather pattern affecting northwestern Argentina and parts of Bolivia and Paraguay. Meteorological models suggest continued instability in the region over the next week, with potential for more thunderstorms and localized hail. Climate scientists are monitoring these events closely, as springtime convective activity in South America is increasingly influenced by global warming trends, which may intensify storm frequency and severity. Meanwhile, in a dramatic turn of events, Buenos Aires was inundated by severe flooding on the night of October 24th, as a powerful storm system dumped up to 100 millimeters of rain across the metropolitan area. The deluge, which struck just days before Argentina's legislative elections, paralyzed neighborhoods, disrupted infrastructure, and forced thousands to evacuate, prompting an orange alert from national authorities. The National Meteorological Service, SMN, classified the event as a Level 3 orange alert, citing the risk of intense rainfall, electrical storms, and flash flooding. The storm system developed rapidly over the Rio de la Plata basin, fueled by high humidity and unstable air masses typical of spring transitions in the southern hemisphere. Meteorologists noted that the precipitation rate exceeded 100 millimeters per square meter in less than 6 hours, overwhelming drainage systems and triggering urban flash floods. Wind gusts reached up to 60 kilometers per hour, and lightning strikes were reported across the city. Floodwaters engulfed multiple districts across the capital, with Villa Urquiza, Villa Devoto, Villa Pueyrredón, Liniers, and Santa Rita among the hardest hit. Streets turned into rivers, vehicles were stranded, and ground floor homes were inundated. In Flores, Floresta, Parque Avellaneda, Villa General Mitre, and Villa Santa Rita, power outages affected over 16,000 households, according to the Ente Regulador de la Electricidad (ENRE). Public transportation was severely disrupted, with several subway lines suspended and buses rerouted. Emergency services worked through the night to rescue stranded residents, clear blocked drains, and restore electricity. In the wider Buenos Aires province, more than 7,500 people were evacuated due to rising river levels and flooded roads. The towns of Zárate, San Pedro, and Campana saw particularly severe impacts, with aerial footage showing entire neighborhoods submerged. Governor Axel Kicillof attributed the flooding to climate change, citing the increasing frequency and intensity of extreme weather events in the region. Provincial and national agencies launched coordinated search and rescue operations, deploying boats, helicopters, and mobile shelters. The timing of the flood, just days before the legislative elections, sparked concern over voter turnout and logistical preparedness. Several polling stations were reported damaged or inaccessible, and political parties called for contingency plans to ensure democratic participation. Schools across the city were closed temporarily, and many businesses suspended operations. Social media platforms were flooded with images of submerged streets, floating debris, and community-led rescue efforts. Beyond the urban core, the flood dealt a blow to agricultural zones in Buenos Aires province. Fields of soybeans, corn, and wheat were waterlogged, raising fears of crop loss and delayed harvests. Livestock farms reported animal displacement and feed contamination. Engineers warned that aging stormwater systems in both urban and rural areas were ill-equipped to handle such volumes. calling for urgent investment in climate-resilient infrastructure. Experts from the Argentine Meteorological Society emphasized that the October 2025 flood fits a growing pattern of springtime hydrometeorological extremes. Historically, Buenos Aires receives an average of 60.8 millimeters of rain over 9 days in October, but this single event exceeded that threshold in mere hours. Climate models suggest that warming temperatures and shifting jet streams are increasing the likelihood of short-duration, high-intensity rainfall events, particularly in coastal and low-lying regions like Buenos Aires. Residents shared harrowing accounts of the flood's impact. Lucia Fernandez, a teacher in Villa Devoto, said, Carlos Mendez, a taxi driver in Liniers, added, community groups mobilized quickly, organizing volunteer brigades to distribute supplies, assist the elderly, and clean up debris. The solidarity was praised by local leaders as a testament to Buenos Aires' resilience. The Buenos Aires flood is part of a broader trend of climate-driven disasters across South America. Similar events have struck Uruguay, southern Brazil, and Paraguay in recent months, raising alarms about regional preparedness.